Man, we are already into late July. August is quickly approaching. Redraft season is approaching. And I'm going to continue my series here on my favorite targets and my favorite fades in fantasy football drafts for 2022. This last week, we talked about why you might want to fade Kenneth Walker. This week, we're going to talk about another running back that I think you should really target this year in fantasy football. I'm Hutchinson Brown from Footballguys. I'm at TYFMNFL on Twitter. And before I get into this video, make sure you all subscribe to the Footballguys YouTube channel. Click that notifications bell so you'll be notified every single time a new video comes out on this awesome channel. And quickly before we get into the video, I just want to apologize for my voice. I have been really sick over the weekend, and my throat's been really sore, really tightened up. So my voice is a little froggy right now. So unfortunately, that's how it's going to be, but I'm powering through for the Footballguys fans here. So let's get into this video. We're going to be talking about AJ Dillon today. Quadzilla here. AJ Dillon. There was a video that just came out about him where he just absolutely ran through a mascot. I can't remember what the team was, but you can find it on every social media platform that's ever existed. You can find it. It's a hilarious video, but I feel bad for that mascot guy. Honestly, he got absolutely wrecked. But anyway, back to AJ Dillon, why he's a great fantasy value. I mean, AJ Dillon, there's just so much to like here. There's just so much to like about AJ Dillon. And you might say, well, Aaron Jones is there. How does AJ Dillon get any upside? In weeks 10 through, AJ Dillon, first off on the season, finished as a top 24 running back on the season in PPR leagues. And then in weeks 10 through 17, the second half of the season, Aaron Jones was dealing with a bit of injuries, but he was still on the field playing. AJ Dillon was a top 10 running back. He was straight up outplaying Aaron Jones, averaging about 16 fantasy points per game in a PPR scoring format. He was just unbelievable, and he was super great for fantasy. And what people forget last year about AJ Dillon is that he actually caught over 30 balls last year out of the receiving game. He caught 34 balls. And now with Devontae Adams gone, that opens up a ton of targets. And we've seen this in history. Vacated targets usually tend to favor the running back position rather than wide receivers. If AJ Dillon gets a small bump in the passing game, which what he proved to the Packers last year, he should get some pass catching. It's obviously going to be mainly Aaron Jones, who's a specialty pass catcher. But AJ Dillon should get like 35, 40 balls this year out of the receiving game easily, if not more. I mean, this Packers offense needs wide receivers. If Allen Lazard and Christian Watson really don't step up, they're going to need players to throw to. And AJ Dillon's definitely a reliable player there. AJ Dillon's going to be the goal line back here all day long. I mean, he was a top 10 player in rushing attempts inside the red zone. He was far past AJ Dillon in that category. Inside the 5, inside the 10, he was far separated from Aaron Jones in that category in rushing attempts inside the 5, inside the 10, and inside the red zone. AJ Dillon just absolutely crushed him. When they are in crunch time, when they're in the red zone, it's going to be AJ Dillon that's going to be on the field getting those important carries and getting into the end zone. I expect double-digit touchdowns pretty easily from AJ Dillon this year. And another thing about AJ Dillon that you really got to like is his ADP. I mean, that's why we talk about it as a value, because his ADP is so low. He's going in the 7th round of most fantasy drafts. I mean, he's going like outside the top 24 running backs after finishing as a top 24 running back this season. And honestly, looking at the situation, things can only get better for AJ Dillon. Things can only get better. I mean, I have him ranked just outside the top 20, and I feel awful about it. I feel like he should be higher because with Devontae Adams leaving, that just opens up so much in this offense. And that's just going to really help AJ Dillon because this team is probably going to run a ton. They're going to be throwing to their running backs a ton. And that means AJ Dillon is going to be great. And here's also one last stat for you before I go. Over the past, let me just restart. The past 6 times that 2 backfield mates have each received 200 touches, which Dillon and Jones did last year, and we should expect that again this year, both backs finished top 24 every time. Every time. There is room in this offense, especially with the Aaron Rodgers-led offense. There is room for 2 running backs to be successful for fantasy in the same offense. A lot of people don't think that. There is. If there's enough volume going around, if each of them can receive 200 touches, which Dillon Jones should easily pass last year and should easily pass this year, there's enough room for both of them to be successful for fantasy. And honestly, at both of their current values, I would much rather draft AJ Dillon. He's going nearly 4 rounds behind Aaron Jones. That is easy. I'll take the value of AJ Dillon there. All right, everybody, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about my voice again. I know it's not the most audibly pleasing voice, but it's what I've got, so I've got to put it out there. And I'm already late on this video anyway, so because I was just absolutely down over the weekend and basically had no voice. But I'm here for you guys. I want to make this video, wanted to get it out as soon as possible. So thank you all again for tuning in. Make sure you all subscribe to the Footballguys YouTube channel. Click that notifications bell so you'll be notified every single time a new video comes out. I'm Hutchinson Brown from Footballguys. I'm at TYFMNFL on Twitter. We'll see you guys next week.